and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is a reading for you for the 4th week of July 2020. That's the 20th to the 26th of July, and it's just a general reading for you to see what sort of energies are around you at this time and what's on the cards basically. But before we dive into the tarot, I need to consult the oracle. So I'm just going to draw 3 cards from this oracle spread, from this oracle deck, and just see what words of wisdom the mysterious oracle has to impart to you, Pisces. So let's see. What messages are there for Pisces for the 4th week of July 2020? What messages are there for Pisces for the 4th week of July 2020? What messages are there for Pisces for the 4th week of July 2020? Let's see. I'll just take the top spread, I think, and let's see what we have. Right, let's see. You get protection from the Rowan. The Rowan was, it's probably better, hey? The Rowan was used for protection against naughty, evil spirits, fairies and things. The people used to put it on the lintels of the doors to keep them protected. You've got Purify, Sage protection, purification. Sage, that great cleansing plant, sage. And you have Repel, wow, by the Cohort. So you've got a need for resisting something, keeping something away from you, and keeping yourself protected from it, and purifying your environment. So that all sounds rather ominous. Pisces, let's just see what the rest of the reading says. I had hoped for a light-hearted reading, really, but let's just see where it goes. Let's just see what messages are there for Pisces for the 4th week of July 2020. What messages are there for Pisces for the 4th week of July 2020? What messages are there for all Pisces? I'll start with these cards. I'll just put them on the top and we'll see where it goes. You've got the Hierophant. You've got the 9 of Cups. Ooh. And you've got the Ace of Wands. Interesting. You've got the Moon, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 7 of Wands, which has brought you to where you are, your surrounding energies and so on. You have the 9 of Wands, the Temperance, and Justice in your challenge row. You have Strength, Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles in your advice from Spirit row. Sorry everyone, I'll just move it. Then you've got the 8 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles as your outcome row. And you have the Hermit, a time for healing. Right, so what's brought you to this position? But first, actually, I want to look at this 9 of Cups. In most decks, it's a very happy cup, a very happy card with, no negative connotations at all. But as you can see in this deck, the cat has got the canary and has eaten it, and is absolutely smugly delighted at his accomplishment and on top of the world for now. But there will be consequences. So this is a different take on the Nine of Cups. It asks you to look at, you know, having grasped some pleasure, perhaps momentarily, you may be called to answer for that. There may be consequences, and you've got that in your challenge road justice. You've got right here the Hierophant, which again in this deck is, well, the energies I get from it when I look at it are quite rigid, in as much as it deals with knowledge, certainly, but guidance, moral guidance, and structured moral guidance at that. It's still got that sense of structuredness and leadership. And there you have the Ace of Wands. So perhaps we can say in a moment of passion, carelessness perhaps, but certainly passion, pleasure, excitement. You followed your will, your desire. You had something that was wonderful and made you feel happy and smug, but perhaps was a little bit against your moral guidelines. That's just the impression I get from this. As I said, I didn't want a serious reading, but we'll try and keep it as light as possible, and it's general, remember, so just take what resonates and what doesn't. So here you have what's brought you to that position. Well, certainly the moon is about uncertainty, and it's also, to me, looking at it now, I'm getting a sense of desires that lurk beneath the conscious level. Subconscious desires emerged, and, you know, us looking at the wolf here, there's a wolf and a dog, which is often the case in the moons, but it's like, you know, you followed the wild side, you followed an impulse, an intuitive impulse, and this has been quite a momentous decision, choice that you've made, because it's sort of either made at a time when your fortunes are changing, or perhaps that has been more momentous than you thought at the time, and the wheel has turned. There's a shift of energies around you, and you're now in a defensive position. You now may feel under attack, perhaps under criticism for what you have indulged in or followed, but you know, it was you were following your natural instincts in a way. That makes sense. And now you have as your challenge row, you know, feeling under attack, feeling rather at a point of wanting to give in, feeling wounded, feeling weak. But you know, the thing with the Nine of Wands is he is the wounded warrior, but he is still standing, and he is still has a lot of strength behind him. Your challenge is to temper the situation. It seems that there's some sort of situation that's gotten rather out of hand and gotten you into some sort of trouble. And it could well just be a domestic thing, and I'm sure for many of you it is. You know, maybe some in trouble with someone above you at work, or it's a mentor at work, or a parent, or a sibling, or a friend. It seems to be pretty much a relationship spread, but here's your challenge to temper the reactions around you, to temper your feelings, your reactions, and to see within it, to face the music, to face whatever consequences have arisen from your dastardly deed. This is very sweet. No, it's not. This is serious. And I mean, I'm getting a sense of, you know, a lot of angst and pain and, you know, feeling wounded. There's two cards that depict woundedness. Now, usually the Hermit doesn't, but I felt very compelled to use this deck for you today, and this particular Hermit has been wounded, and that's why he's got flowers on his back, and he's healing. He's retreated to his cave to do some inner reflection and to heal. So here you are pouring balm on troubled waters, trying to hold your ground, trying to feel some sense of healing in all this, and perhaps for some of you being in a spot of trouble from something you've indulged in. Your advice row, now this is interesting, your advice row is, use gentle persuasion when standing your ground, when holding court, when defending yourself, when speaking of your side of things. The cat only did what was natural. And that's why I picked out the going for the wild instincts in the moon. So, when dealing with this whole issue, you need to use a gentle kind of persuasion and strength of mind, and take courage and face the consequences boldly and gently, with temperance as well. Yeah. Now, interestingly, you're urged now to sort of pick up and on a total different level almost. It's like you've been advised or urged to embrace a new opportunity, to look forward to building something up, an offer coming your way, picking that offer up and moving it forward. And it's almost like, whatever is done here, whatever this Nine of Cups action was, perhaps that has catapulted you into this. So perhaps it was a fatalistic error that may have moved you into the line of a new offer. And this is the sort of offer that is practical, that can provide growth and learning and industry, and with focus and continued effort and dedication, it can bring you towards a stable and secure position. It can bring you growth, development and stability, things of value coming your way. So for the outcome, you have the Eight of Swords. You may need, it shows to me now that you will see the different point of view. I get a sense you'll be able to untangle yourself from any trouble you've gotten into, with looking at things clearly from a different, this figure, and the whole idea is this is a knot and she's entangled, but that's because she's not seeing things clearly, or perhaps she wasn't at the time seeing things clearly, but she is now. In the outcome spread, I see it as you having untangled yourself from this knot that you've gotten into. You've seen a way out, and you've begun working progress on whatever this endeavour could be, and ready to take it on, to continue working with it and seeing the first rewards for your effort. So it's like the whole idea is that you've messed up in something, you've upset people, but focusing on something new and productive brings you out of it. It sort of like helps you repel that situation, helps you move away from it, to keep it at bay, to focus on other things, to move on from it. And yes, I get a sense of certainly things will be progressing for you on a learning capacity, on a creative capacity, on a work capacity. And the Eight of Pentacles shows, learning new skills. So this new focus is your salvation in this difficult situation that may well have been created by an instinctive or unplanned, unthought out moment of pleasure. I feel the Hermit suggests that with inner thought, with inner reflection and taking time out from the situation, from the worst of the battle, you will be able to heal, purify, and protection comes with, well, I do think, towards the end of the reading, with protecting yourself from being tempted again, perhaps, possibly, into further difficulties by focusing on productive things, keeping yourself away from trouble, perhaps having learned your lessons. And I don't. This is the first time I've given a reading that's come out like this. But yes, keeping yourself away from temptation, which, it sounds so Baptist when I say it that way, but, I feel that, these cards have come up to show that you need to, I think they're just there to follow you in your healing. Oh, look, and there underneath the Hermit is an act of kindness, give and take. That goes well with your temperance there. But yes, as I was saying, I think these cards have come up to sort of say, keep having learned your lesson, perhaps keeping away from whatever drove you to the trouble you were in, and keeping yourself out of the environment that may have brought you to upset whoever you upset, and offering you protecting yourself with productive focus, and perhaps purifying your name. Once again, you'll be focusing on learning new skills. You'll be rising up and successful, so you'll be redeemed, is what I'm trying to say. I see the purification as redemption, and the repel and the protection as keeping yourself busy with good things. So I don't know what you've been up to, Pisces, but I hope that this resonated with you. Don't worry, it all turns out in the end. As I say, you focused on good productive things and learning new skills. So I hope you have a good week, and that if you enjoyed this reading, that remember to hit the like button. But God bless you and keep you safe till we meet again.